What's going on, guys? It's Adam P, and welcome back to more Newcastle United transfer news here on the channel. I've had the chance before of getting on a 7-hour plane across to South Korea. Got off, taxied to the hotel. The second I got into the hotel room, I went straight to bed. You can tell I haven't slept in a couple of days. I've been knackered, so finally to have that chance now. Uninterrupted sleep. It was great. I woke up now, rejuvenated, and we're ready to get into Newcastle United transfer news. And I've always kept the Asia tour separate from the Newcastle United videos with the transfers because we just know behind the scenes be a nightmare. But the tour itself has been good. I felt like Newcastle had a good performance against Arsenal yesterday, and while of course we're going to talk about all the players going in and out of the club, I felt like the team we have now still is good. You just need to invest. We need to bring players in. This still hasn't happened. We're going into the last month of the window now with only one player through the door, and we have the constant media talk with Isak and what players Newcastle are going to bring in. There's a massive domino effect that looks like it's going to take place at Liverpool. But for me, briefly, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure I get down there, hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so. Massively helps out the channel, while of course keeps you all updated and notified on when the Asia Tour content and Newcastle transfer news content all comes out. As for the video itself, let's get into the Isak replacements first and what players Newcastle are looking at. Nicholas Jackson, the first one that's been quoted by Mark Douglas. Newcastle is willing to put £65 million down, whereas Chelsea want £80 million for Nicholas Jackson. This is the first massive red flag, in my opinion. Has the club not watched Jackson last season? St James's Park, looks up at Shaw, elbow in, caught on the camera's red card. Now, I actually think Jackson's one of the world's most overrated strikers. I generally think he's not good. Now, with Palmer behind you, Neto alongside you, and you have a lot of top quality Chelsea midfielders, Chelsea options out wide. Jackson's been able to score a lot of goals, and while he is capable of scoring goals, I think as an individual player, he's poor on the ball. He's not able to do an awful lot with the ball itself. He's not a technically gifted player, and even his finishing at times a bit all over the place. Can score goals, but would he fit Newcastle's team? No chance at 65 million. Generally not interested in this one at all. Do not give Chelsea what they want. The rich get richer and we get more screwed if we even attempted to buy a player like Jackson of Chelsea. Don't do it. I swear to God, Newcastle, do not do it. I'm very vocal on this one. I think it's awful. Please don't do it. As for our options now, Benjamin Sesko is the problem here because Manchester United is now entered talks for him. Newcastle being a bit slow up front, haven't properly approached or shown any real bids into getting Sesko, and he's a much more valued striker. I think you get a lot more out of him at Newcastle, and he's someone that would give you a lot more as well. And we talk about what players Newcastle would go for, what players Newcastle would let go. He's good. I actually think Sesko is good now. I know he hasn't got Premier League experience, but look at the players Newcastle's brought in. Tonali didn't, Bruno didn't, Isak didn't. Look what they've done at this football club. I think the value to be made is potentially outside the league, and Sesko I would much rather give an opportunity to than Jackson. That's my personal opinion. Wissa's a bit of an issue as well because Brentford have chalked his value up to £50 million, and on top of that, exact same situation as us where they're about to lose their top attackers. They want to bring players in before they let Wissa go. We're in that situation with Isak, so I can't even blame Brentford. And he's one I still think will get 12 months left in his contract. There's an additional 1-year extension. I'm not entirely sure that works. I'm not sure if the player can just outright refuse that. I don't know what it's based on, but 12 months currently as it stands on his contract. Player's 29 years old, is refusing to train. He's not training. He's not interested at all in going to the football club. He's won out. He stated he wants Newcastle. He stated he wants to go to Newcastle. Brentford have blocked it. They don't want him to do it, at least until they bring a player in. And of course, he's also valued between 40 to 50 million pounds now. So just ridiculous valuations, ridiculous quotes. And this is the issue here. All of these teams know Newcastle's done for. We all know that we've got a massive Isak situation behind the scenes. All the teams have almost, I guess, put on Newcastle tax on top of this, knowing that we're going to have a lot of money from an Isak sale, knowing that Newcastle are desperate to bring attacking players in. I'm almost at the case now. Well, I feel like we might have to keep Isak. I generally don't know what two players Newcastle need to bring in. We need two strikers, I feel like, to even consider Isak going. And that's if Newcastle is able to get £150 million up front from Liverpool, not in his stupid add-ons and installments, because we need the money now. When you look at these options here, clubs are just not wanting to do it with Newcastle. That is a problem. You can't deny it, and we have a legitimate possibility where we have a player upset behind the scenes that we just can't sell. How can we sell Isak when we can't even bring these players in? It's just mental. I hate the transfer market, and I just hate how everything's been. And while, of course, I will be quite vocal towards the ownership of Newcastle, because I certainly feel like they should be getting all the criticism, yeah. Criticism should also go out to Alexander Isak. I'm not going to stop a player moving to a football club who wants to do that, but he has done Newcastle in behind the scenes. He's let Eddie Howe and the players know that he wants to go out. And for us, we have been screwed over by it. We can't deny it. And while I wouldn't put all the blame on Isak, the situation with him has destroyed Newcastle on the back end of this transfer market, and it's doing so much damage for us back at the club. And I've got to have that negativity towards Isak. I'm not exactly going to be cheering the guy if he signed for Liverpool, am I? So, not good. It's not good at all. And you talk about the Isak situation, a bit of a domino effect now. So, Liverpool have sought Diaz. They're going to sell more players. Nunez is going to go. They're going to sell a couple of extra ones in there. And then they're going to come at Isak with their first official bid this week. Liverpool have stated it will be a serious bid. They won't come in, I like to say, with this £120 million interest crap from a couple weeks ago. It'll be money up front. Newcastle prepared for a big bid. I reckon the first bid already could be a make or break one for Liverpool, because if they don't go high enough, if they don't take Newcastle serious enough, Newcastle will get peeved off from it, and they might just completely close the door on them. So Liverpool, if they actually want to sign the player, they need to throw money at Newcastle and they need to go in straight away with real sign of intent. And I reckon they will. I think they are going to throw money at Newcastle, and especially in our point of view now, we are desperate to sort this situation out. So Liverpool will be aware of that. Liverpool want the player wants to go there. They have to reach a value with Newcastle. And Newcastle also need to be firm. You also need to be ready for the potential possibility of even going, well, no, not happening. Don't like this valuation. And then just completely refuse Isak to go there. We need to be that ruthless as well. The club has to be willing to do the hard thing in this window. We can't bow down and just completely kiss the feet of Liverpool, because otherwise we just had a mess this window. We look weak in the transfer market now. And Liverpool have also been accused from the likes of the True Joy to go as far as even tapping the player up, which is obviously illegal in the Premier League laws and regulations regarding transfers. And while I will not personally make an accusation like that, the quotes, to be fair, from Ben Jacobs doesn't exactly make Liverpool look good when you talk about the player already openly admitting to Liverpool you want to join him. It almost seems like it does have a bit of a talking connection behind the scenes. But again, I'm not here in this video to suggest that. I'm here in this video to let you know that there has been accusations of tapping up from a lot of Newcastle fans. But that's probably more maybe fans being upset and angry about the situation, which is understandable, and I don't fully blame anyone for wanting to try and get this deal off. But Newcastle need the money. I think we do need a big player to go out the door, and while I wouldn't openly admit it in this window, I think a big player sale was needed for Newcastle at some point to probably let the club take off. And again, I feel sorry for Eddie Howe, and I actually start to worry a bit about Eddie Howe now. If he continues to get done dirty like this in the window, and if it's a whole window for the guy, and he doesn't get the players he wants to get in, I'm willing to bet if a club knocks for Eddie Howe, if a club wants to buy out his release clause at Newcastle, I think we could lose him. I actually think we could lose the manager. I really feel like behind the scenes, you watch his press conferences, peeved off. You watch how he talks about the football club's clearly not happy. I reckon behind the scenes, if they don't do what's best for him, and if they don't get the players he wants in, there's nothing stopping the club out there if they want to activate his release clause. I reckon Howe could walk. I actually think he could. And who could blame the guy? Because behind the scenes, it's been such a shambles, and it's just been a lot of mistrust and just things not adding up to be correct. And I could not blame the manager at all if he decides to do that. And I'm actually going to come out and say in this video now that might potentially be possible if he does not get you what he wants in his window. I think that could happen. I actually do. And because of the ownership and just what Newcastle's been unable to do in the transfer market. Sort it out, get his Isak situation sorted, either sell him to Liverpool for massive money or keep a hold of him and make sure Liverpool cannot sign him in this window. I've said it on numerous occasions, if you're keeping a player that's not happy here, not healthy at all. But you look at the transfer market, with Knackers, who can we sign? Who can we sign for good money? We just can't. So we have to be able now to at least make ourselves look strong in this situation. It's been so bad. It continues to be so bad. I'm sorry for the negative video, guys.